Most wills do not get into much detail about things such as cars, snow machines, and other things that come and go with time. They do deal with the most costly things such as houses and land. Wills often have what is called a residue clause, a line in the will that says anything I did not mention in the will can be given to people that you can name. Generally, the will says that the residue is to the spouse or divided equally amongst the children, but you can say what you want. If you have a pension plan or other insurance and can designate a beneficiary under your pension plan or insurance, as a general rule, it is good to do so. Having a beneficiary avoids the delay of having your will approved. It also protects those items from debt and inclusion in the value of the estate if you need to have an authority approve your will. You have to consider your spouse, dependents, and debts. For example, the rights of your spouse or dependents, such as minor children or adults that have depended on you to live. If you leave your spouse or dependents out of the will, you are leaving problems for your estate to address. If you are separated from a married spouse and you did not get a formal divorce, this may also be a problem. It's best to settle those affairs. You must also consider debts. While things with debt may be transferred in your will and form part of your estate, your estate will have to pay for the debt on it, or if the thing such as a car or house has a loan that is secured by the thing itself, that has to be considered and may not be transferable at all. Therefore, you cannot simply do as you please in your will without consequences. One of the first considerations in writing your will is choosing who will be your executor. An executor of the will is the one that carries out what you have said in your will once you have passed on. If you are in a spousal relationship, you may want to consider the spouse being executor for each other. Also popular is for the eldest adult child to be the executor. Others choose a trusted brother or sister. You should also think about who could be an executor as an alternative. If your original executor is unable or unwilling to do the job. In Ontario, there are two different powers of attorney. One is for personal care, the other is for property. The personal care POA is for healthcare-related decisions and usually takes effect once an individual has lost mental capacity. To simplify it, it is like a permission letter to someone to do things for you when you cannot, in regards to property. Or permission for someone else to make healthcare decisions once you lose mental capacity. The property POA covers not just land, but also all property you own. You can make your POAs very broad or very specific, detailing what you want to do with a certain property or detailing healthcare specifics. As an example, some people say they do not want blood transfusions. People often mistakenly believe they have authority under a POA even after the person has died. Once you die, the POA is no longer effective, it lapses or expires. The will, if you created one, takes over and the appointed executor in your will would then be authorized to deal with things in your will and estate. Spouses usually appoint each other. However, it can be a trusted individual such as an adult child or sibling. If you do not create a POA and you lose mental capacity, you cannot create one. It's always best to consult a lawyer.